the end of every single perek in Pirkei Avos, we customarily conclude with the Mishnah. This Mishnah is also said a lot of times when a shir is done at the end of a shir to say Kaddish. Happens all the times. Rabbi Chananya ben Akasha Oimer Ratza Kadosh Baruch Hu Lezakas Es Yisrael Lefigruch Yilem Torah Mitzvah Shem and Eichafitz Man Siko Yagdil Torah V'Yadir. Rabbi Chananya, the son of Akasha, said Hashem wanted to give merit to the Jews, and therefore He gave them Torah and mitzvahs. The source of this Mishnah is at the end of Sanhedrin.
I think we're over Marcos now.
Makos, excuse me, not Sanhedrin. Makos and Sanhedrin are really continuation. Sorry.
No, I didn't
So,
know.
yeah, no, sorry. It's the end of Makos. Excuse me, I made a mistake. So, the obvious question is, what is this doing over here? It's like a few daf before the end of Makos, this Mishnah. So, the Master of Vitri explains, Tafchav Dalid. Since it's a nice statement, the custom therefore developed to conclude with this statement. There's an idea of ending with something good. If you look at the Rivon over there in Makos and Chav Gimel, Amid Bey's top of the Amid, a lot of the mitzvahs we didn't really need because we would keep them anyways or not do them. We wouldn't want to eat bugs anyways. Rather, because Hashem loves us so much, He therefore gave us mitzvahs that we would be doing anyways and that we're going to get rewarded for. My great-great-grandfather writes in his Ateres Tzvi on page Rish Chav Gimel, Parshas Kedoshin, that this Mishnah requires an explanation. Wouldn't it be more beneficial if we only had to perform 7 mitzvahs b'nei noach, like people are in Jewish? The more mitzvahs there are, the more difficult it is to fulfill all of them. 613 mitzvahs plus many rabbinic mitzvahs are already difficult. Marsha already points out this point. The Gemara in Eruvin on Yud Gimel says, Nimnu v'gamru noyachol adam shaloi nivra mishanivra. They made a vote, consensus. They concluded it would be better if people weren't created than now that we are created. Marsha explains, out of all 613 mitzvahs, we have 365 passive mitzvahs that are negative, corresponding to the days of the year, as it's discussed in Makos. And we have 248 positive commandments, something that's active about it. So it's more likely to mess up and transgress a negative commandment than to perform a positive one. That's why Chazal said it's better that we weren't created. It's more likely we're going to mess up. Accordingly, wouldn't it be better if we were only commanded just to perform 7 mitzvahs like someone who wasn't Jewish? We have to realize the following. The fewer mitzvahs that there are, the fewer excuses we have for not performing the mitzvahs or performing them incorrectly. Meaning, let's pretend that we only have to keep 1 mitzvah. We would have no excuse for not performing this mitzvah almost perfectly. If we wouldn't perform the mitzvah, Hashem would kill us. We have no excuse. So it happens with Adam. However, since we're obligated to perform many mitzvahs, 613, many mitzvahs that are derabanan, rabbinic, now we could have many excuses for not performing them properly. There's so many mitzvahs. It's impossible to keep up with all of them properly. This is the explanation of our Mishnah. Hashem gave us so many mitzvahs in order that we can have excuses for not performing them properly. That's one explanation why we customarily say this. There's a lot of other explanations. This is something that's interesting explanation to think of.